How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews, back with a little bit of a Sierra Nevada trip in the woods up in this piece in the form of their rum barrel aged quad. Yeah. That's called story time. I'm trying to read this very, very fast. Okay, it says, the classic quad in rum barrels is a nod to the great Trappist brewers of Belgium. Deep ruby brown in color, sorry. The beer is rich and full-bodied, but styles familiar dark fruit flavors. With yeast creates a hint of spice. Rum barrels impart delicate sweetness and complexity to this beer that can be enjoyed today or cellared for years to come. Not going to read the rest. 11.7%. Yeah. 2019 this bottle is from, I believe. I've reviewed one of these beers previously. I forget which version it was. I think I enjoyed it. I reviewed it with my buddy Brad. Had to be like 6 years ago. Or so, give or take. And that's not the last... Ooh, that wasn't good. There wasn't a big pop in that sucker. So you're talking about 3 years on this. 2019. This is 2021. That's 2 years, not 3. Math is hard for me. And I've dug these and I've had some hits and misses on these. Let's put it that way. I'm going to give this an aggressive pour. See what kind of head we can generate on it. Oh, not too bad. The last one of these I had, I actually drank. I didn't review it. I drank it 3 years ago. And it was... I should have got my bottle topper for this. Anyway, I got it at my wife's bridal shower. Someone gave us a bunch of booze and they put one of these in there. I forget which one that was. I didn't review it. I drank it without reviewing it. Blasphemy, I know. So I'm excited to dive into this. I purchased this today off a shelf, actually. It was in a, we went and got some Chinese food and takeaway, and there's a place next door to it, and they usually don't have a crazy selection, but I pop in there and find little fun things every now and then, and this was in there. Label-wise, it's probably one of my favorite labels, period. I mean, just the whole layout, it's just so classy and almost reminds me of like a Scotch bottle or something like that. So I really did labeling. And honestly, if I said, okay, you're going to give me a 2-year-old rum barrel aged Belgian quad, what do I want it to look like? Ultimately, perfect. That's it, honestly. You want it to err a little bit more towards a Belgian dark. Reason why you want it to have time and that rum barrel to be imparted on it. I think that's what you're getting here. It has this kind of, you can't see through it. It's very much due to water. It's not like a dark color that's relatively clear. There's a haziness to it. You just can't tell on camera. And that head is nice and rich and frothy and creamy. Slight, maybe a micron darker than what you typically expect from a quad. So, I mean, for all intents and purposes, we're off to a very, very good start. So, I'm excited for this one. Give it a whirl. Nose. That rum is very big on this. I could see it working well. Hopefully it doesn't overpower it. It's not hot. It's just rich, and it's like a Caribbean kind of buttery kind of rum. Caribbean rum comes off almost like butter to me. I don't know why I think about it that way, but that's how it kind of comes off. And that's the way this kind of comes off. There is a beer underneath this. There is a quad underneath this because you get this slightly better... words are hard. Bready component. But you also get this this fruitiness, this rich fruitiness. Now, that could be part of the rum in play here, but I do want to believe, at least, it is a hefty part of that quad. It smells really nice. I don't get a ton of barrel off of this. It's more of just like that, Caribbean, Dominican kind of rumminess, as opposed to like a big woody component or even a charry thing or anything like that. It's just a nice, non-hot, violent rum. It's big, but not violent. And then that quad is underneath, so it's more rum than anything else, but not in a negative way. I don't know. We'll see how this kind of plays out in the taste. Cheers. I think that's good. I like that. My biggest complaint on this is going to be mouthfeel. But I like it. I like it. The quad definitely comes through. The rum is a leader in the clubhouse here, but on the nose, I was kind of going, okay, we're talking about, a 70-30 kind of exchange here. It's still a leader, but we're getting more towards a 60-40 kind of proposition. So it's not like super overpowering. That rum comes through, not overly hot. You get a little bit of heat in the back end, so you're drinking something high ABV, but it's not hot. For how big the rum is, I'm surprised at how not hot it is. Let's put it that way. The rum comes off rich, almost dessert-like. I think that's a marriage between the rum and the quad coming together there. The quad bring next kind of sweetness and Belgian candied sugars and rich fruits to the table. That's more of a confectionery kind of desserty thing, where the rum's a little bit more boozy. But, you know, I'm assuming they use like a darker rum on this, and that can be a little bit desserty to begin with. So it's working well. The quad is behind it, like I said, but it's meaningful and it's there. You get this nice kind of caramelly kind of component from the quad. I think that's a little bit of just a Belgian candied sugar in combination with thyme working on this one. And brings us almost like sucking, not sucking candy, but like a Rolo kind of vibe to it. A little bit of soft chocolates in there, a little bit of caramels, little figgy datey things coming on, a little bit of red fruit in there. Not too rich. It's dark fruit, not necessarily a red fruit, more figgy datey than anything else, but it's like a caramel. It's the leader in the clubhouse. It all melds really well together. There is a kind of a soft dryness and an undersweetness to this. It's a sweet beer, but there's something that kind of curbs it and limits it a little bit. I believe that's probably your oak at play here. I think there's a decent oak tannin here with how sweet on sweet maybe the rum the quad goes. It's probably less perceptionally aggressive, but I think it's big enough to kind of temper some of that sweetness, which I think is a very big positive. The only thing I'm going to knock, ooh, hot tooth, man. I didn't even know I had one of those. It's mouthfeel. It's a bit thin, especially when you think about a quad. You know, quads for me, you know, there's some beers that can be thin and they can survive that to a certain extent, and few and far between, but that can happen. Quad is not one of them. The sultry creaminess and fluffiness and breadiness and, you know, dinner on a glass kind of thing that you get with a Belgian quad is almost, for me, a prerequisite for it to be spot on fantastical. And it's just missing that. Time, barrel, combination of the two has probably taken this and just kind of just made that not nearly as huge as I'd like it to be. I'm willing to overlook it because it's, one, it's an American quad. Two, it's part of Sierra's quad base, which is Olivia line, I believe. I think they still do that. I hope they still do it. It's never been one of my favorite Belgian lines. They've always been really nice on the yeast component. They're just Belgian candied sugar, and their bodies tend to be a little bit less than what I want from a Belgian style quad. So that kind of makes sense in here. And then you're talking about that added barrel aging in the time in the bottle. I'm not gonna poop on it because the grand scheme of things, it's a really tasty beer. It really is. I picked it up hoping for something magical, absolutely magical, because these are not cheap. $20 a bottle. I bought. Let's put this into this is my world in a microcosm for everybody. I bought a 12-pack of North Coast, their Heritage line, 12-pack of bottles that cost me $20, and I bought this single bottle for $20 at the same place, and I was hoping for magic. I didn't get that like wow over the top. Oh my god, I found a crazy gem. But I'm not disappointed in my purchase. You know, it's giving me exactly what it states on the label. It's giving me a beer that tastes like a quad, and a really well done one outside of the mouthfeel. That's rum barrel aged and shows a really purposeful, meaningful, flavorful, tasty rum presence. So it's giving me, as advertised, what it's supposed to do, minus the mouthfeel. But all in all, I think it's tasty beer. If that mouthfeel was bumped up, I think it would be like a wow factor beer for me. So, yeah, the recap. Rum, leader in the clubhouse. Not nearly as overpowering you think it's going to be based off of the nose, but that quad is definitely there. Behind it, you get that little date figgy kind of richness, a little bit of that darker fruit, like I said. Belgian candied sugar comes through, marrying with that rum. Makes it a little bit desserty, but not in an overly sweet way. I'm a fan. Is this one of the better barrel-aged quads that I've had as of late? Yes, eking up towards the top. There's a lot of people that mess this up. There's a lot of breweries, even OG breweries, mess this up quite a bit. And this is one of the tastier ones. Is it Mount Rushmore status? No, but it's eating towards the top. It's not like La Trappe barrel age level stuff. That stuff's like next level. That's one of the best barrel aging programs in the world. But it's tasty and fun. Value and availability, like I said, $20 for a bottle of this. I actually don't have a big problem with that. You know, you're talking about a Belgian quad. I mean, a 750 of that from Sierra Nevada is probably going to run me $12, $13 to begin with. Even a Belgian, like, off across the pond kind of beer, that's probably that price point for a quad is going to sit. And then you add that barreling on there, you know, tack on that tax of $6. I think this is where these are priced, man. I've gotten barrel-aged quads for cheaper, closer to like $17, but, you know, for what this gave me, let's put it this way. I'm going to a dinner. I want to bring a dessert beer. I don't have one in my cellar I want to rip. This place is down the street. I'm going to grab one of these. Be like, let's drink a desserty beer. Everybody has a good time. Well, I do, because everybody else will be like, this is not good, because they don't drink beer. And leave you with, if you like, well, we like this. If you like quads, you like barrel-aged beers, and you like barrel-aged quads, you'll like this. Listen, like I said, is this La Trappe barrel program? No. Is it? I like this better than one of my favorite quads of all time, St. Bernardus. Their barrel-aged program is hit or miss when it comes to kind of their barrel stuff. So, you know, it's tasty. So if you like the quads, you like the barrel aging, I think you'd be impressed with this. So there you go. Our review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massa Beers, if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massif, if you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. Hopefully you guys enjoyed our review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little bit of Sierra Nevada right now. Hope we'll see you next time. Cheers.